I started over in my hardcore world and set 3 objectives I had to complete before I could return home. This is chapter 7 of that story. In this episode, I want to build a giant automatic melon farm, but this farm is going to get expensive, so there's going to be a couple other farms I need to make first, starting with an iron farm. Now, I want to keep all my big ugly farms away from this village, so I think I should head over to the other side of this plains biome and build it all there. Now, just a moment ago, I spent some time moving some villagers over here, since I'm going to need some of these guys for this farm. And while I wait for these guys to breed up and multiply, let's start by building this iron farm. So to begin with, I want to have the farm just a little bit off the ground, and let's start things off right here. So starting things off with our killing chamber and our collection area, pretty standard for most iron farms. We're just going to build up this area with a few hoppers, and then we're going to place lava in the middle here. So this is where all our iron golems will go to die. Now we just need to build this up. Now I want to fill in all these gaps in the walls with some glass, and I just had the thought that maybe I can stain it all black. Since I'm next to this river here, I can easily get some squid. Our iron farm is already working, just not in the right places. Alright, perfect. That's all filled in. Now we can move on and build the rest of the farm. And I'll be honest, although this iron farm needs a fair few villagers, it's still pretty simple to build, so this shouldn't take too long. Have you checked to see if you're subscribed recently? You may watch my videos all the time and not even know you aren't subscribed. And if that's you, consider pressing that button. It's completely free and it tells YouTube you like this content. So now the spawning area for this farm is complete. All the iron golems will spawn somewhere in these water channels and be pushed into the middle, where they will go down to die to the lava. So now it's time to build the area for the villagers. So at the end of each of these channels, I need to build a box like this to put some villagers in. This is one box done, 3 to go. So now that I've built all 4 boxes for my villagers, now I need to work on actually getting these guys up here. So I'm going to start things off by building this track, which will be a part of the build later on. But for now, it's just going to help me move these villagers around. Oh, what the hell am I doing? The great thing is, while I've been building all of this, all my villagers are pretty much grown up fully, so we won't have to wait around at all for those guys. And now I just need to build a rail track that can take them all the way up. Alright, let's give this a go. Villager number 1. Alright, let's place a bed in here for this guy. Villager number 2. Alright, there we go. 3 villagers in here, all connected to their bed inside. Now, hopefully there's enough time in the night to at least do that for one other box. This villager is immune to minecarts. What? Please, get in. Please. Well, we run out of nighttime for that night, so I'm going to wait for the next night to move the rest of these guys up there. But while we wait for that, we can work on the track up here for our zombie. Alright, now it's time for a quick little test. I've built this redstone contraption, which should stop the minecart right here in front of our villagers. When's it gonna shoot me off? There we go. I then continued building this redstone contraption on all other sides of the farm, waiting for night so I could move the rest of my villagers. We gotta get the rest of these villagers in their boxes. Alright, that's 3 boxes done, only 1 to go. And the final villager. We now have every villager in place for this farm. All we gotta do now is finish up the redstone on this track. So the entire rail track is done, including redstone now. But of course, if I'm going to have a zombie in this track, we're going to need to block out the sun to make sure it doesn't burn and die. So now let's just place another lot of slabs. So now really all we have left to do is to just wait for night to come for a zombie to spawn that we can bring up here. Oh, okay, nighttime's coming, but we need to go get a name tag quickly for this zombie. Okay, I have literally no time to think of a creative name, so how about Zambi? All right, this is a lot of mobs, but not too many zombies. Oh, there we go. Hello, zombie. Please follow me, good sir. Oh, wait, never mind. Screw this zombie. I want the diamond armor zombie. What the hell? This guy is dripped out. I'm so happy. I'm so happy we found this guy. All right. now just... Oh, you can't... Wait, no, come back. All right, Zambi, welcome to the farm. You are now an unpaid worker for eternity. Look at this zombie go. Okay, perfect. He goes in front of the villagers, he spooks them, they hopefully panic and spawn an iron golem above them, and then he moves on to the next villagers. And just like that, I built a brand new iron farm in my world. Now let's find out how much iron this thing can produce every hour. 15 stacks of iron in about an hour. That's almost 1,000 an hour, and since I'm planning to make a few more farms around here, we should just passively get a ton of iron while I'm around this area. So now I've built the first farm for this video, and I once again have unlimited iron in my Minecraft world, which was going to come in handy for making our next farm, an automatic smelter powered by bamboo. I've built this farm before back at home, and honestly, it's the most useful farm if you want to smelt a lot of items without having to worry about coal. But what I didn't anticipate was the enormous journey I would have to make before I could build this farm. So for this farm, we're going to need some slime blocks, and a lot of them. And since I no longer have a slime farm, I'm going to need to adventure out and find a swamp. Whose idea was it to start over anyway? This was stupid. I miss all my farms. So let's go on a little journey and explore, try and find a swamp and maybe some other useful biomes. Okay, well, this does not look like a swamp. And while I was out wandering on foot, I realized quite quickly that I had made a mistake. Oh, I'm so stupid. I forgot horses exist. I should be on my horse right now. That's how privileged I am as a Minecraft player. I'm so used to just flying around, I forgot you could just use horses to travel around faster. At least we still got boats. Is that a swamp? No, it's just trees. And while I kept looking in every direction, trying to scout out a swamp biome, something else actually caught my eye. Oh, hang on, I've just seen something cool. All right, just checking something just in case. Adventure time 38 biomes. I have spotted this fancy tree here. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a sign of a certain type of cave underneath. I'm pretty sure this should lead us to a lush cave, which will be my first lush cave in this world. This is going deep. It's kind of scaring me. When am I going to reach my lush cave? Hello? Oh, wait. I mean, this can't be it, right? Now, this is really exciting for the world because I now have access to things like moss blocks, which I didn't have before. And hello, little plants like you. Can I break you with my hand? I can. Now, I know I don't need the most of this moss stuff because you can easily farm it with bone meal, I believe, but I'll take a stack while I'm here. Oh, one other thing. Yes, okay, this counts as one of the biomes I needed to discover for adventure time. But why do I care about adventure time? Well, in this video, I'm trying to complete my second objective before I can go home. But my third objective is to complete every advancement. And little did I know, I was going to make a lot of progress towards this certain advancement by just trying to find a swamp. But for now, with my inventory filled with moss blocks, I decided to head back home. Now, the whole reason I'm so excited that we found some moss is I can finally make one major change to my build here. Place a few blocks like so and some moss carpet on top, and we now have a completely invisible one-way walkway which will keep the mobs out, and it looks way better than having the fences there. So when I can be bothered, I'll go make that change to all my entryways around my fence, but for now we still need to find a swamp. These icebergs look cool. Is this going to be a new biome? Okay, not a new biome. Still cool though. This is a weird feeling. Water horse, water horse. Oh god, I'm under ice. That is a problem. Out of the snowy biome, which could be a sign. Which could be a sign that swamps are on the horizon. We are way too high up to find a swamp. Yes, okay, new biome unlocked. Sunflower Plains. In the future, I'm gonna have to discover every biome. So while I'm out here on the hunt for a swamp, I'm gonna celebrate every single one we find. Wait a minute. No, I don't know why I thought I saw a swamp. All right, we just discovered a new biome. I'm not sure how I did that. That's not a swamp. No, I saw the vines. It's a jungle. Hold up. New mountain alert. This has got to be a new biome. I don't think I've seen a mountain with a ridgeline that's all stone like that. 43? Wait, maybe this snowy peak was one as well. Stony peaks and then jagged peaks. Ah, okay. Villager outpost. Interesting. Do I want to do a raid? Woodland Mansion. Woodland Mansion. Never mind. I was going to ask, do I want to do a raid today? But screw the raid. I can just explore this thing. I'm going to get myself a totem again. It has been a while since I've had a totem. I'm not scared of you guys. Maybe I should be. No, you're pretty weak. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Where's your evoker, buddy? I want that undying. There you are. Hello. Hey, screw your Vex. Give me your... Yes! Give me a totem. I'm so happy to see this thing. This is the one item I've been missing. I have a level of protection I have not had in a while. Oh, where did you come from? I knew I'd find another one of you in here. I knew it. All right, that's a second totem secured. Well, this is the second woodland mansion I've found in this world without even getting a map, which is pretty insane. We still haven't found a swamp. We found a lot of cool stuff, but not a swamp. Look at all the cobblestone that thing spawned on. All right, I've come over here because I saw a lot of snow, and I think this looks like a new biome to me. Okay, well, I am gonna have to do a rescue mission. I'm freezing. No, not the horse. Not the horse. Not the horse. Where is it? Where is it? My horse died. Great. My skeleton horse died. Excellent. Well, I regret coming to this biome already. I will never come back. I hate this stuff with a passion. New biome unlocked, though. I'm upset, honestly. Well, I think this is a new biome. Is this going to have more of that disgusting fake snow? 45 of 50. I thought that advancement was going to be really hard to get, but I might get it before I even find a swamp, if I'm being honest. Not again. Not again. Leave me alone. I mean, now that is a jungle. This is so cool. I'll never get over this. Now, as this continues to go on for longer and longer, I realized finding a swamp isn't my only option. I could try finding some slime chunks and killing some slime there. Another thing I'm realizing is I should probably stop climbing up mountains because swamps are going to be down by at water level and mountains are as far away from that as possible. Whoa, okay, buddy, that is a big cave. Finding a swamp was proving harder than I'd thought, but that's not to say I wouldn't find some cool biomes on the way. Mesa! Again, not what I need, but so excited to see it. Now, I don't think they added any new mesa biomes, so I don't think this will help us with any advancements, but a mesa is a great find to help us with building. I'm going to write down these coordinates so I can come back here and just get a ton of terracotta. Wait. I did get a new advancement. I only have 4 more biomes to find, and I'll probably find them before I get a swamp. And then, after a few hours of running around exploring our world, I finally spotted something. Is that a swamp? Is that a swamp? I think that's a swamp. I swear that looks like swamp-colored leaves. Oh, finally. It took like 3 hours of wandering around my world, but we finally found our swamp, and now we just gotta wait for nighttime and we can start farming up some slime balls. Oh, also, I'm not sure what biome I picked up on the way, but I found one more, and we're only 3 biomes from having this advancement done. On the first night in the swamp, I ran around hunting as many slimes as I could find, which wasn't too many, but I still managed to get a decent amount of slime blocks. In one night, we managed to get 13 slime blocks. But I didn't travel 3 hours just for that. So I came up with a genius plan to get way more slimes on the next night by tearing down the entire swamp. I tell you what, clearing out this entire swamp was the best thing I ever did, because on the first night I got only 13 slime blocks, but this time around I got enough slime to make 31 slime blocks. And by the time the third night was over, I had way more slime than I needed. And now we just have the long trek home. So now after that super long tangent to just get one material for my next farm, it's time we head home and start building. Now it's time that we built our bamboo farm. And I think I'm gonna start by just creating a nice flat area for us to work with. Okay, so this is where I'm going to have my bamboo farm. I may even extend it longer than this, but I think we should make a start on putting in some chests into this thing. And good thing we have our iron farm now, because now we can quite easily make a whole bunch of hoppers. And as well as hoppers, we're also going to need a lot of rails for this thing. All right, so based off this measurement, I think I want to extend this out this way another 8 blocks, I think. All right, great. So now I've measured out the exact length I want this farm to be. I've cleared out the entire area. Now I just need to go around and add these rail tracks across this whole thing. Now that I've laid down all of these tracks, it's time we just put down each of our hopper mine carts. And now for our next step here, we're going to have to take all this dirt and grass and cover over this entire area. Right, now I need to start building my flying machine for this farm. And that's going to go like so. And this is what we needed our slime blocks for. Well, this farm is ready to be planted on now. Now I just need to get all my bamboo. I don't really have all that much bamboo, but this should be enough to start. And after spending some time planting all my bamboo, our second farm was done. Well, kinda. There was just one problem. This thing is now completely built, but I desperately need to build some walls around it. But I want to build the walls out of mostly glass. That means I'm gonna have to smelt a lot of glass, and my auto smelter isn't done yet. So I awkwardly connected some furnaces to the farm with some hoppers, which I'd end up changing later, and then it was time to make a lot of glass. Sand secured. Now just to head back home and make a lot of glass. And after just a little bit of decorating, our second farm was complete. And we now have the ability to smelt more large quantities of glass, which we're going to need for our final farm for today, the giant automatic melon farm. Now, obviously, one of my objectives before I can go home is to plant 1,000 melons. And sure, I could just go ahead and build a melon farm just like so, but I've already got a giant melon farm in this world. So I thought instead we could plant our 1,000 melons in an automatic melon farm like this. But building this farm won't be cheap. I'm going to need 1,000 observers, 1,000 pistons, and a whole bunch of building blocks. So I first have to grind for the materials to craft all these items. I'm now well over halfway to the amount of cobble I need for all the pistons and observers. But as you can see, my pickaxe is getting dangerously low. So I thought now would be a good time to go get another resource we're going to need for this. Quartz. Now quartz is great because it gives you a ton of XP when you mine it. So this should hopefully repair my pickaxe all the way. But I also need 1,000 of this to make 1,000 observers. There we go, my pickaxe is now fully repaired. And after this vein, I should have 1,000 and a bit quartz now. One material down, just a couple more to go. One thing we can't forget is I need a lot of redstone for this build as well. I'm gonna need 2,000 redstone just to craft the items, and then I'm gonna need another 1,000 redstone just to place in the farm. And I'm pretty low on this stuff. So I think for now, I'm gonna start a bit of a grind for some redstone. At first I tried strip mining, since redstone spawns more commonly at lower levels, but after doing this for a while, I realized it'd be way faster just to find it in caves. I mean, okay. Anything for the redstone. And unfortunately, there was nothing else of interest down there. I'm mad at myself for all those times I skipped out on mining redstone now. I never usually use this stuff, but now that I actually need it, I realize it's not as common as it feels. All right, that is 1,000 redstone right there. I think I'm gonna go for 1,000 more, and then I'll go back to cobblestone. Hey, what do you know? We found a spawner. Hey, babbity boopity. And after hours of grinding, I finally gathered all the materials I needed to craft all my pistons and observers. And now I've gathered all of my materials here to make a start on this farm. I'm not sure how big this farm actually is going to be, but I'm going to start by flattening out this island so we have a nice area to work with, and then we can finally start making this farm. So I want this melon farm to have 1,000 melon plots. So I've been trying to think in my head how big that means we have to make it. And I think a good way to make it even would be to do layers of 100. So this would be one plot. And I think I want to have 20 in a row going down this way. So that is how wide this farm is going to be. And that's our first 20 melons planted. But one thing I want to think about early on is our collection system. And there's a pretty simple way I want to do it, which is just going to include some water and pushing our items into the middle. All right, so now it's time for a little test. I've got this ice track here with water pushing items along. I put that on there. They all zoom to the end. Another thing now to top it off is we'll need to put a glass border around here to make sure all the items are contained within the farm. And once I'd properly figured out how this farm works, all I had to do was repeat this process a couple times. I have now planted 100 melons. Now here's where things get a little different with the second layer. Well, first thing, we're gonna have to actually place all of our dirt ourselves. And as well as that, we're gonna have to get some water up here. I'm gonna have all these stairs up here, which we can easily just waterlog. And then I don't necessarily have to place every stone brick back here if I wanted to save materials, because now we could just go in with the pistons. And it's really just the same from here. But where you may notice this farm is going to get a hell of a lot more expensive, it's with all the building blocks to build around this thing. The stone bricks and especially the glass. So we may actually have to go back to collecting blocks just for these two things. So yeah, just like that, we've added a second layer to this farm. So before I continue adding more layers to my melon farm, I went off on a trip for more sand. My game is freaking out. What the? Destroy the sand, man. Come, what is going on? And since I don't have shulker boxes anymore, I'd have to do this one inventory at a time. And goodbye, and goodbye, oop, and goodbye. What? Hello, I just wanted to go to bed. Are you actually kidding me? Right before my own eyes, you're gonna give me that. And now that I've got a lot more glass on the way, it's time to plant more melons. $300 melons planted. Now, at my current pace, I can make one layer in about 20 minutes. And that's if I don't run out of materials. But there is one problem. I'm slowly running out of materials. Bit by bit, this beach is slowly disappearing. $400 melons planted. $700 melons. I only have 3 more layers to build, so we're getting awfully close. And there's one thing I've realized, it's that I didn't really need to use all the glass on the inside here. It does look much nicer though when you look at it through the side, but I can't really complain about having to use so much glass when it is a major waste. Like, what am I even looking at from this side? Nothing. This is pointless. Then it came time to plant the final 300 melons. By now I had really gotten the hang of building this farm, and I had found my rhythm for every step, whether it be dirt, pistons, observers, stone, or redstone. Quite quickly, I only had 200 melons to go, and things were going smoothly. Almost too smoothly. Yeah, pause the time lapse for just a moment. I'm kind of getting pillaged right now. These guys they're coming for my melons, and I will not let it happen. I will kill you with this hoe. No, I will do it. I will do it. I have all day. Never come back here again. I am stupid. I am stupid. Why did I forget that I had villagers in the farm literally 2 things next to me? Do I really have to do a raid right now? I don't even have my weapons on me. Man, this is so inconvenient. The good news is my village is safe. There's no way these guys can get up to my villages. Please leave. Please leave. Yeet. Well, the one bonus is at least I'm going to get some bonus totems out of this. Not the Evoker. Please don't spawn Vex. Not the Ravager either. Please die. Come back here. Don't you spawn anything. Hey, buddy, you lost. This is the easiest raid of my life. You would spawn Vex. My only weakness, the Vex. Why is there always just one raider remaining? Is it you? Are you the one remaining raider? No. Oh, there you are, buddy. How is there still more waves? No, not... Ow, not the Evoker on the thing. Oh, I'm actually taking damage. It has been a while since I've taken this much damage in this game. All right, we need to run. We need to run. We need to run. Not to worry, not to worry. All right, please be the final wave. Please be the final wave. Well, after that raid, we ended up with 4 extra totems of Undying and 32 emeralds. So as much as I wasn't really expecting to do that, I'm kind of happy I did. But now I think it's time we resume the melon farm. With that impromptu raid finished, it wasn't too much longer until the final 200 melons were planted. 1,000 melons planted. Now, obviously not every melon stalk is fully matured yet, but still, I am getting a ridiculous amount of melons from this farm. I mean, all the chests I put here are already full. Just in the time I've spent around this farm building it, I've got enough melons for this many melon blocks. So I'm really curious to see how many melons we get per hour once this thing is fully grown. So for the moment, I'm just gonna go around the outside of this farm and decorate it a bit. So I'll start by just replacing each of the corners with some wooden planks. And next, I think I'm gonna go over the top of this entire farm with some glass. And after adding some finishing touches and expanding the storage area a lot, the third and final farm was complete. But just how many melons can a 1000 melon automatic farm produce? I went AFK for 1 hour, and here were the results. 1 hour is up. So let's see how many melons I managed to get from this farm in just 1 hour. Almost 4 double chests full. Roughly 13,500 melon slices in just 1 hour. That's actually crazy. So now that I've planted 1000 melons, that's another objective down and only 1 to go. See you next episode.